Hello everyone, welcome to my weekly Facebook Live. I'm Ruth Norton with Ruth's Stamping Corner. This is a project we're going to make today. I'm going to show you all the details on this project in just a minute. It's a really fun little gift idea, and you probably already have what is going to go inside this one. So we're going to get to this in just a minute, but before we do, lots of stuff is still going on. March is a busy month. All right, we are reaching the deadline for March's Paper Pumpkin. That is this Friday. If you want to get the 10th anniversary box for Paper Pumpkin, you need to be subscribed by this Friday, March 10th, to get the March's Paper Pumpkin. There's going to be an additional free stamp set in this one, so you're going to get the stamp set that comes in the kit, all the kit supplies, the ink spot, and then an additional free stamp set for March's kit in celebration of their 10th anniversary of Paper Pumpkin. So if you want that, you need to subscribe by March 10th. March 10th is also the deadline to subscribe or to reserve your spot in my March card crate. This is my class to go this month. It features the Greatest Journey bundle. That one cute. That one's my favorite. So if you want all the details on March's card crate, there's a link in the video description. You can check that out. You need to have RSVP'd with payment by Friday, March 10th. So if you still want that kit, make sure that you RSVP by March 10th. Online exclusives, they're available. They are so fun. I just saw that my order shipped today, so I will hopefully have them by Sunday to share with you guys. I only got a couple of things from the online exclusives, but the bundle I got is so cute. I can't wait to share it. So make sure that you check out the online exclusives. These are not featured in any publication. You can only shop for these online in my online store. When you head to my online store, there's a banner across the top that will take you to the online exclusives. Just click that banner. Okay guys, we are getting ready to do a big color refresh. So our color refresh is coming. We don't know yet what colors are going to be leaving, if there's any new colors coming back. We don't know any of the details on it yet, but this is a great time for you to sit down, look at all of your ink pads, look at your cardstocks, and stock up on your favorites. Check your ink pads, check your re-inkers. Re-inkers always get forgotten. I cannot tell you how many times I have customers tell me they need a re-inker for color we haven't carried for years. So make sure that you're checking your re-inkers. Check your cardstock, your ink refills, markers, ink pads, all of those. If they are colors that you cannot live without, this is the time to purchase them, because if they are on that retiring list when the color refresh details are announced, the colors I think will go very quickly, because we love our colors. We love our ink pads. We love our cardstock. So those colors are going to go very quickly. So if it's a color that you cannot live without, head to my online store and make sure that you are shopping for those colors now. I am excited to see what colors they're going to bring in. So I'm excited for it. But if you have an emotional connection to a certain color, you might want to stock up on that now. It is my 20th anniversary with Stampin' Up. March is the starting month for when I joined 20 years ago, so I'm doing a big celebration. For every $50 you spend, I will put your name on a chart. Not this one, I have another one going that has names of orders. But for every $50 you spend, you are going to get your name on a chart, and then once the chart is full, I'm going to pull a number randomly, and that winner will run a $50 shopping spree with me. So, and then we'll start a new chart. When one fills up, we'll keep going. So this is going to be a whole month-long celebration. So I hope that you can join me in participating in my 20th anniversary celebration. You can shop my online store. This is March's host code. Make sure that you are shopping using the host code. All orders receive a PDF with 3 exclusive projects. And if your order is over $50 more, you're going to get your name on that chart, and you're going to receive the make and take kit that coordinates with the March PDF. So shop using that host code. Now, if your order is over $150, don't use the host code. You're still going to get the make and take kit. You're still going to get your name on that chart. You're going to get 3 times if your order is $150. And you're going to get the Stampin' Rewards for that too. Okay, if you're watching this on Facebook, please share this with your crafty friends. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out, and then you never miss a video, so it helps you out. So this is our little package that we're making today. Now, it's not hard to make. It's very easy to make, and I want to show you guys what's inside. Inside, this is a great way to gift cards. Now, I have 3 in here. We're going to talk about the cards that I have in here, but I have 3 cards and 3 envelopes. I have the envelopes on one side. I have the cards on the other. Now, this is just a sweet little gift. Everybody loves handmade cards. I cannot tell you how many times, and I send cards to school especially when my kids were in elementary school. I would send their teachers cards all the time just to use them. And teachers love them. And I still get some messages from some of their past teachers. So everybody loves cards. So this is a super simple little card package that we're going to make. Now you can fit anywhere from 2 to 4 cards in here, maybe even a little bit more if they are not super fancy cards. Like, I mean, if they have 4 layers of dimensionals or big embellishments, you're probably not going to be able to fit a bunch in there. I have 3 in mine, which I think is a good amount. You have envelopes on one side, cards on the other. You can actually, if your cards are simple without a lot of embellishments, you can do 2 cards on each side with envelopes, so you can do 4 cards that way. So it's a really fun little gift. So you're going to need a whole sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock though to make this. But before we start making it, let me talk about the cards that were in there. So we have our kits collection. Now, if you guys didn't see, I posted another kit yesterday on my blog. It was the Wreath of Blooms kit, and it's supposed to be like a floral wreath, but I turned it into a little bunny Easter wreath. So if you didn't check that out on my blog, make sure you do that. I also posted pictures on Facebook and such, but this one is the Saying Thanks kit. And so this one is available online in my online store in the kids collection, and it is supplies for 9 cards. You're going to make 3 each of 3 designs, and look how cute they are. They're easy to put together. They're so cute. Now, there's no stamping with this kit, so this is a great kit for friends who have never stamped before, or maybe even for kids. This is a really good one. This is a great gift for like teachers, a little appreciation gift you can give them. They can just take a little 5-minute creative break and make a couple cards. So I am going to make 3 of these, and then I will give them away. But I have supplies in here to make 3 of the card holders. So I'm just going to grab 1 of each of the cards, and I'm going to put the other ones away, put the instructions away, and I'll grab 3 envelopes, and this will be what is going to go in our cards. Now, I'm using a card kit for my little card box here, my little card holder, but I am sure if you are a card maker, you probably have cards lying around that you can use. So these are the ones we're going to use. This one's my favorite. I love that one. So we're going to use these cards because I have them. They're ready to go, and they were easy to make. So a whole sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and we are going to use our paper trimmer this time. You can use your Simply Scored. We're going to end up cutting a little bit off of it, so I wanted to just grab out my paper trimmer to start with. Okay, on the 11-inch side, on the long side, you're going to score it 5.5. So just like you were making cards, you're going to score at 5.5, and then on the short side, on the 8.5-inch side, you're going to score at 6. Okay, now I'm going to put my paper trimmer just off to the side. We are going to get it back in just a second. Grab your bone folder. I could not think of the name of that. Grab your bone folder and go ahead and burnish those lines. So this is what we have. It's not going to be even. That 6-inch score line is not going to be even. This is just going to make a little pocket. But what we need to do, I'm going to flip it up. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I am going to mark it at 4 inches. So I'm going to grab a pencil. So I'm going to mark it. You can use your paper trimmer for this too, or your Simply Scored, but I'm going to mark it at 4 inches. Now this is the bottom of it. So this is where the fold is. You have the little pocket part right here. So I'm going to mark it at 4 inches. And we are going to trim it. Hold on, I can't get my ruler back in. There we go. We're going to trim this. So I'm going to put it back in my paper trimmer, and I'm going to fold this in half on the long side. So on that 5.5-inch score line, fold it in half, and we are going to trim it from this score line right here where the intersecting score line is. We're going to trim it diagonally down to that mark. Okay, so grab your paper trimmer. You can do this with scissors if you want. You can do this one at a time if you want. I think it's easier to do it while it's folded. That way you get an exact cut. Normally, yeah. I was going to say, normally my paper trimmer will cut 2 at a time, and it did. So that is what you're going to be left with. It's going to look like that, and I'm just going to get my pencil back and just erase that little line there. Okay, anything that's left, just go ahead and erase it. Use a pencil. You can even use like your bone folder or your stylus to mark it. So this is basically our little holder. So it's going to be a little pocket like this. Okay. All right, now we're going to go in, we're going to add some holes for our ribbon. So I'm just taking a regular 1/8 of an inch circle punch, and I'm punching through the pocket and through the back. And I'm going to do that on both sides. just maybe like a 1/4 inch from the edge, maybe even like 1/8 of an inch, not far from the edge. And we're going to fold it in half, and I'm just going to try to eyeball what it looks like. If you want to get a ruler, measure exactly, but I'm just going to go on the fold. This is the side with the fold. I'm just going to try to line it up and do another punch just right there. Okay, so we have 6 holes. So we have 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. Okay. All right, grab your ribbon. I'm using the Tahitian Tide metallic ribbon. So pretty. And let's see, I'm going to go through the back of the right side. And then I'm just going to kind of go through this little hole here. You're kind of weaving this. And then back through this one. This metallic ribbon frays really easily, so if you want to have less trouble, maybe if you're making a lot of these, get a ribbon that doesn't fray so easily. But then back through this one, and then just make sure that you pull it enough. Oops, come on. Just make sure that you pull it enough so that you have enough to tie a nice big bow. And I like to, especially with gifts that my recipient has to untie, I like to leave a lot of ribbon because they may not be, you know, an expert bow tire. So they might need a little bit more ribbon just to keep it all nice and tidy. Okay, so this is our little holder. Now, if you want to tack down that ribbon, you can. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's kind of nice that it's kind of flows freely. Let's put our cards in here. And we're ready to go. So I'm going to put my cards on one side. I'm going to put my envelopes on the other side. And we are going to close this up, grab that ribbon. Make sure that the ribbon ends are on the outside. Give that a little pull. Tuck everything in, and we're going to give this a little tie. Now, there are other ways. If you don't want to do the ribbon, if you don't want to do all that hole punching, you can tie a belly band around this. Just put a belly band on it. There are plenty of other ways to keep this nice and closed. So I'm going to trim off those little frayed ends. There we go. And that is pretty much the little basis of our holder. Now, these cards are very bright. They're very bold. So I wanted to pull in some big, bold, and bright colors as well. So I just have a scrap piece of cardstock here, or scrap piece of paper. And I am going to use this like an Animal DSP. So this is like the zebra print. There's metallic side on one side, and then there's, you know, just a basic print on the other side. We're going to use the metallic side. The scrap paper is like almost not big enough. Let me grab another piece. Let me grab a piece of grid paper. Hold on. Where is my grid paper? Hang on, please. Here it is. Okay, we're going to grab one of these because it is a more normal sized. My piece of DSP here is 5 by 5.5. And I'm going to blend some colors on here. And I'm picking up colors directly from that kit. So I'm going to use some Daffodil Delight. I have a blending brush for that. I'm going to use Tahitian Tide. That's the color of our little holder. So that's coordinating. And then Granny Apple Green, which is another color in that kit. So all my blending brushes, and I'm going to start with my Tahitian Tide. Now, when you're blending color like this, make sure that you are using colors that are going to blend well together. You don't want to blend like yellow and purple together. That's going to make a big muddy mess. So I am going to just blend this on top of my DSP here, and I'm going heavy-handed. I'm going much heavier than I normally do when I'm blending because I want this color to be dark and vibrant. So, and it doesn't really matter where you do this. I'm doing it kind of on one side. I'm going to turn the paper. I'm going to do it on another side. I want there to be more Tahitian Tide than any of the other colors. So we're going to do a lot of Tahitian Tide, and then we're just going to kind of come in with the yellow and the green. So lots of Tahitian Tide. Going in circular motions. Lots of color on here. A little bit up here, I think. And you can always come in and add more if you need to. You can already see, like, it's so cool. It's very, this paper, when you start blending colors on it, it's very like Lisa Frank. Do you guys remember Lisa Frank? Like, that's those, in school, the folders, like the zebra print folders, and then they were, oh, my little clip just flew in. The little zebra print folders and stuff. It's very cool. Now, you'll see that when the yellow and the Tahitian Tide mix, it's going to make like a green. So if you didn't want to do the Granny Apple Green at all, you could basically just leave that off. and just use the blue and the yellow, because you're going to get those green shades in there anyway. But we're going to add some, because why not? Okay. So I'm going to add a little bit more of my Daffodil Delight. This is looking good. Bring in my Granny Apple Green here, and we have a little corner over here, and then this area over here. Now keep a paper towel or tissue handy. Wipe off that metallic part. The ink is resisting that metallic part, so you're still going to get that silver shine. Isn't that pretty? You're still going to get that silver shine, but as you keep touching it, it's going to get all over your hands. So keep a little tissue or paper towel handy. You can keep wiping that off if you need to. Now, if you want to add more color, you can. We're going to go ahead and stop and move on. I'm going to move my ink pads out of the way and my brushes. Okay, isn't that cool? Okay, now this is going to go on the front of our little holder with dimensionals, of course. So add a few on there. This is a big piece of DSP, so I'm going to add quite a few little dimensionals on here. And it's going to be a gift, so I want to make sure that it doesn't fall apart. And then this goes right onto our little holder here. Isn't that fun? That is so fun. I love it. Okay, now let's do some stamping, and then we'll come back and finish everything. So for mine, I am pulling out, I wanted something simple. I didn't want to do anything pretty elaborate. I'm using the Kind and Sincere set. I love the greetings in here. It's in the mini catalog. I'm going to start with my gorgeous grape. This is another color that's in that kit that is in the cards. So I'm going to ink up my thanks, and this piece of white is 3.5 by 3, and I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to stamp one, I'm going to stamp again without inking off, and then again without inking off, and you're going to get a lovely like ombre look of thanks there. Okay, this one I should have done in advance, but I didn't. I just have scrap of black. We're going to end up trimming this down. I have another greeting from that kit, so thanks are in order. I'm using my Versamark. Oh, I have this here. We should use this. This is my little anti-static tool from the embossing toolkit. We're going to white heat emboss this, and then we're just going to trim it out real quick. So I'm going to put this back in the little bag. This will cut down on the static. It will help your embossing be nice and clean. So thanks are in order. Put the lid on your Versamark before you bring in your embossing powder. Ask me how I know. The Versamark kind of attracts the embossing powder, and then your ink pad kind of gets covered in embossing powder, and it's not fun. All right, so there is our greeting. I just sprinkled some white embossing powder on it, and because of that little embossing buddy tool bag that we rubbed on it first, there is not a lot of there's no little extra stray white pieces. Okay, grab your heat tool. This is gonna only take a second to heat up, so heat it off to the side and then bring it to your project, and once that powder is melted, you are done. Okay, there we go. I think, let me just, one more. Okay, so it goes from like a powder to like a glossy white. So it's really, really cool. If you have any more of that powder from that little powder bag, just wipe that off. It'll wipe right off. And I am going to just use my little paper trimmer and just trim this out just to about the height and the length of the words. I think that's good. I want to trim just a tiny bit more off the bottom. I don't want it to be too big, but I want it to stand out. Okay, I'm just going to grab my scissors and just trim the ends here. Just doop doop. Okay, that is it. And look, I left these longer. You can do it however you want. All right, I'm going to put this on with some dimensionals. Stick it onto our little piece here, kind of between the second and third one. Just like that. Cute, right? All right, now stick this on our card holder. this ready to go. Dimensionals, when you're giving a 3D project, there's no reason to skimp on dimensionals because you don't have to mail this, so it doesn't have to be post office friendly. So you can stick on as many dimensionals as you want. Okay, we're gonna stick that on, and then finally, finishing touches, I have some flowers here. And I'm gonna grab my bone folder. I have a couple of Poppy Parade and one Gorgeous Grape one. These were punched with the flowers and leaves punch, and I'm just giving the flowers a little bit of shape with my bone folder. So let me get my red one here, my Poppy Parade. All right, now I'm gonna stick these together while we do our Gorgeous Grape one. So on the big flower, I'm just doing a little dot of glue, and then just stick on the little flowers kind of in between those petals. Okay, we're gonna let those dry, and we will do the Gorgeous Grape ones. Oh, get out of here. So I have, for my Gorgeous Grape ones, I have 2 of the small ones, so we're gonna really layer up this Gorgeous Grape flower. And once the glue is dry, and you can use glue dots too, once the glue is dry, you can really fluff up those petals a little bit more. So I'm gonna stick one on here, like that, and then we're gonna stick another one on here, just like that. Okay, and once that glue is dry, I'll fluff the petals even more. Okay, so the back of one of my Poppy Parade ones, we're going to put a dimensional. We'll stick this on the side here, and I'm going to come in with some leaves. I punched these from the bow punch in Granny Apple Green, and we're just going to stick these in. The flowers and leaves punch does have some leaves, but I love this punch. I love the leaves from the bow punch. So a little bit of adhesive on the back of this one. This one I'm going to tuck in first before I do the flowers because I want to make sure it doesn't hang off the edge too much. And then I'm going to just set these down with some liquid glue. One here. And this one, the Gorgeous Grape one, we'll use a dimensional. And pull that off. Stick that one there. So pretty, right? Okay. Let me clean up a little bit. And final finishing touch, I have some iridescent rhinestones. And these are the big ones. So they're not super mailable because they're kind of bulky. So I love to use them on 3D projects. So these are going to go one in the center of each of those. And that adds just a little bit of sparkle. And that completes it. Your little gift, your card holder. It's so cute. I'm going to open this one so you can see. So inside, you have a little set of 3 cards, 3 envelopes. Now remember, you could put like 2 on each side. You could put 1 on each side. And depending on the how elaborate your cards on the inside are. But it is super cute. It's such a great little way to give out greeting cards, which I know probably a lot of you already do. So this is just a really cute, fun way to do that. All right, guys, that's it for me. I will be live on Sunday in my VIP group with another amazing project to help celebrate my 20th anniversary with Stampin' Up. So make sure you join my VIP group so you don't miss on that one. If you are shopping, make sure to head to my online store so you don't miss purchasing any of these items. And if you have questions, please let me know. I'd love to answer them for you. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.